first of all, tell us what your approach would be to dealing with the Dreamers issue.
Sure. Well, look, I'm a national security guy. I think it's important to have security on our borders, that we secure it first. Republicans have been saying that for a very long time. I agree with the president, quite frankly, when we're talking about having more money for security on the wall, if you will, whether that's technology or people or physical wall. Also looking at towards more of a merit situation in terms of immigration, as well as chain migration, getting a handle on that, and perhaps e-verify. I love all those things. At the same time, I also think it's important for our party and just leaders in general to lead on this issue. Look, in the United States, if you go and rob a bank, we're not going to arrest your 8-year-old kid if you happen to have him with you. You know what I mean? We're going to arrest you. So you can't, hold the kids accountable for the sins of their parents. So I believe, and what I would have loved to have seen is as a separate bill, if you will, that gets more security, that gets more orientation and immigration policies to reduce chain migration and mandatory e-verify, things like that. At the same time, dealing with this population that are known, right? They have a background check. They're in a program. They're either in school or in the military or working. They're not. If they commit a crime, they're out of the program, right? So they're a no, and they're assimilated. They speak English. They're culturally they understand everything. So I think it's important that lawmakers lead on this. When you look at Democrats, 2013, they voted for more for changing the policies and security as well too. So I think it's important that we come together and get it done.
But President Trump keeps insisting that there needs to be a wall in order to get DACA. But how feasible is that when a physical wall could cost $18 billion?
So I saw that's over 10 years, and we just voted for I think 1.5 billion, if I'm not mistaken, several months ago, the biggest increase in border security in the last decade on our Republican-led appropriations bills. But when you look at that and how you can stop illegal immigration with wall, whether physical, virtual, more people, technology, that also reduces cost of illegal immigration to our country. So quite frankly, it sort of pays for itself over time. So again, in 2013, you had a lot of Democrat senators and some Republicans that joined that voted for more security, more wall, and changes in policy. And why can't they do it again? Let's get it done and let's help that population out on the DACA kids.
So, Scott, you briefly mentioned
young adults.
Oh, sorry. Briefly mentioned you're a national security guy. You're more than that. You're a former Navy SEAL, as I understand it, the only one left in Congress right now. You actually, as I understand it, served among your service on that border, dealing with drug interdiction. You know the security issues. A lot of us talking about this don't know what we're talking about. Tell us what the real security issues are with that southern border.
Well, you have, I served in South and Central America, and, that's quite frankly the transit, and obviously that it starts way down there. Illegal immigration, if you will, and transiting drugs across our border, it starts down in other countries. And it's important that we have, a good partnership with the partner countries down there, like Colombia, for example, and even Mexico, to be able to interdict and stop some of that drug trafficking at the source, if you will. But you also have coyotes that are pushing people across the border that have even more nefarious goals in mind, quite frankly, and we have to get a handle on that, on those transnational crime actors who have relationships with potentially Islamic extremist groups as well too. So it's important that we have border security, because it does cost our country a lot for illegal immigration. And again, as I said, I bit toward the whole border, and there are areas down there that need physical wall, there are areas that need technology, and there are areas that need more border agents down there.
And of course, we could be headed towards another partial government shutdown. Democrats could have shut down the government back in December, but they didn't. Are Republicans right now just waiting for them to blink again this month?
I don't think it's in anyone's interest to shut down the government. I just don't. I represent Virginia 02, which has more military and veterans than any congressional district in the nation. It's a huge honor for me to do so. But it would be devastating to our area. It would really hurt a lot of our folks that are hardworking people there. I don't think it's in anyone's best interest. I do believe, ultimately, that we will come together as a Congress and as an executive branch to come together to have a deal and keep the government moving. I will say, as a guy on appropriations, and now that we passed the 12 appropriations bills for the first time in a decade, it's important that Congress moves back to what's called regular order, so that you don't have these continuing resolutions that hurt multi-year projects, our industrial base, shipbuilding, things like that, our military projects. It's important that Congress make courageous decisions like our military people do every single day to get us back to how we're supposed to fund our government in regular order that doesn't harm our people and our military.